Hey, Lethal Weapon fans, we are finally back. I know we were off last week, but we are talking about 2 episodes today. Not count them. 1, 2, we're doing it. Episode 9 and 10 of Lethal Weapon After Show. Stick tuned after that opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Beautiful. I had to start with Elvis, and obviously because it's the holidays, I had to pick Blue Christmas because it's beautiful, and so is everybody here. Hello. Yay. Welcome to the Lethal Weapon After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. I am your very sick host, Alexis Torres. You can find me all over social media at atorres890. I said that because I'm probably going to be sniffling the entire show. But you know who doesn't look sick, but just like sickly awesome? Look at this girl over here. Look at this.
Thank you, Lexis.
Pietra.
You're amazing as
Thank
well.
you.
You're giving natural beauty tonight.
Yeah, it's called cold medicine.
You all know me, Pietra Elise. You can follow me at Pietra Elise TV on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, everything Pietra Elise TV.
Do it. Kelly could not be with us tonight because he is also sick, but he
Yes.
has no voice, so that is why he's not here. But please send him your love at Chaos J, because I always forget
It's
what he says.
31 flavors of
waviness. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I always butcher it every time, but you should check him out. He's awesome. He's hustling all the time.
Yes.
Send him your love because he is not feeling well. Anyway, so we are going to jump into these 2 episodes, and we have a lot of news and gossip, all this kind of stuff. So let's just dive right in. So, first episode, episode 9, Fools Rush In. Okay, I actually think, besides this Christmas episode that we saw, I think this one's my favorite so far.
Episode 9 or 10?
Yeah, 9.
9?
I liked it just because it was so action-packed that there
Yeah.
was no time to, like, take a minute.
Yeah.
And then I still loved episode 10 because, you know, it hit me in the feels
I
in so many
loved
levels.
episode 10.
Yeah, it was really good.
That was
But
my fave.
they've always been really, I mean, I know it's only been 2 seasons, but I feel like they've been really good with their holiday episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Last year's holiday episode was insane. So was this one.
It's like, I'm so emotional. I don't know whether to be happy, sad, shocked, overwhelmed.
I'm kind of all of it.
I'm kind of all of
Like
it.
all the above.
And that's why I'm kind of like not super like energetic because I'm like drained from crying so much.
It was a lot, and we watched 2 episodes today, so it was just like, wow, I'm overloaded with Lethal Weapon, everything.
Like, and it was like 10 was everything. 9 was good, like you said.
Yeah,
we were
it was
able
full
to
of action.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
So that one was different, but 10 it did it for me.
Yeah, I need a nap after that.
Yeah.
After that episode, that's what it
Yeah.
felt like. So I'm gonna probably go a little bit of 9 just to recap as much as we can, but I really want to get into the meat of 10 because it was so good. So episode 9, Fools Rush In. We had our typical opening of Hollywood Boulevard. We had some characters. We all know, as people who live in LA, we see those guys all the time. Takes up all the traffic. And also, that's also why I like this episode, because it explained LA traffic for me.
yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm upset if that's what characters are doing. Just saying. Anyway, so we had to deal with this guy. Our Vic was in a dumpster found by our cop. His name was Larry Hodson, who was robbing this guy named Jonah. He apparently is a conspiracy theorist. Bailey is a conspiracy theorist.
You didn't think?
No way! I love it though.
I kind of figured. I mean, she gives me that vibe a little bit.
Yeah? I
Yeah.
never, not even a million. I was expecting Scorsese maybe.
Yeah.
Even Captain Avery, just a little bit. But
Yeah.
Bailey was a surprise to me, and I liked it.
I feel like they're gonna do that a lot throughout the episodes, though. Like, just give us snippets
Little
of her,
tidbits.
but it's literally gonna be like good ones every time.
So good. I loved it. So obviously he has, if you don't know about these conspiracy theories, there's a lot of them out there saying that the moon landing was fake. I always forget those things in the sky. Oh my gosh, I forgot what they're called. I'll just skip it.
Satellites?
Yeah, not satellites.
No,
it's something about like chemicals in the air.
Oh, chemtrails.
Chemtrails. Yes.
Yeah.
So chemtrails.
I didn't know the name of them either.
Elvis, or anybody who's died, has not actually died. We have like Tupac, Biggie, Prince. I mean, I kind of believe that Prince isn't dead, at least just for me, just to keep my sanity.
I don't know.
But you know what I mean? Or like 9/11 was an inside job, like things like that.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of them out there. When you go down that rabbit hole, it's not pleasant.
It's deep.
Oh
Yeah.
it's very deep.
Yeah, I had to do research for a paper in high school, and I felt like I couldn't come
I
back
would
out.
be scared
Mhm.
to
It was-
look up that much information.
lot.
I don't even want that much knowledge.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even
it's
wanna
not even,
know.
it's not on the same level, because I was talking to someone about this episode, and they were like, oh, so like flat earthers. I'm like, nope, that's a whole,
That's
a
different.
whole different type
Right.
of theorist, and we don't need to get into that. This is like specific events. This one is like saying that the Earth is completely flat, and we're not gonna get into that here.
We're not even going there. It
But
will be all day.
But yeah, so we found out that Jonah is a schizophrenic, so he has episodes, but he has a wife and a kid, and he goes to this apartment when he's having when he's either off his meds or having a bad time, so he needs to just kind of sort it out. But he's an engineer, very smart, like he's just on to something. But when they finally did find him, he was rattling off about Elvis and how he controls traffic and how he's alive, and everyone's like,
right,
okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, but also the fact that we were talking about how Riggs is always blowing up stuff when he's there, and the fact that Jonah was able to figure out a way to make his hard drive pretty much blow up in the apartment is insane.
Right. I was trying to figure out how is that even possible.
Right.
Like, some of the things I've seen on these last 2 episodes, I'm just like, how?
How did you do the things that you did?
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. So let me see here. I'm just kind of going through everything. Scorsese was the one that came up to Bailey when we found out that the person who found the prints on the Vic and the gun was not of Jonah's prints. It was somebody else's prints.
Yeah.
And then they were getting hacked at that time. And so Bailey followed where the tracking was coming. Well, no, they gave him an address to meet with them. It's just 2 teenagers or young adults who told them that Jonah's a bad guy. You shouldn't be involved in him. He's looking up bombs.
Up next.
Yeah. So they're like, there's something happening and it's bad. So obviously the cops were like, okay, you're the problem. But when we finally were able to get meds into Jonah, he explained it much better, which was like, no, it's not Elvis as in like the real Elvis. I'm talking about the characters on Hollywood Boulevard, which are just random people who dress up, and you have to pay them if you take pictures and things if you don't know what specific characters these are. But that they are trying to stop traffic or control traffic to blow up something.
Right.
And I think it was Bailey who figured it out, or somebody.
I think it was Riggs.
Yeah,
because when Riggs was like pretty much interrogating him, he asked Riggs like, "You gotta believe me." And I think Riggs was the one that was just like, "Okay, it's gonna be tough for me to get everybody else on board, but I kind of think he has a story here."
And the fact that Trish, which I'm gonna get into the Murtaughs in a second, I wanted to put all of Baby Harper into one story, but she was stuck in traffic in Hollywood, going, "I can't move. I've been sitting here for 5 minutes," and that's when Roger was like, "Wait a minute, something's up," and they were able to figure. Bailey was already looking at the traffic cameras and the fact that there was a gridlock on a specific part of Hollywood, and then these I think it was 4 or 3. No, it was only 2. I think there was only 2 Elvises.
Yeah, it was 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 of them. 2. Yeah, weren't trying to blow up something. They were trying to rob an armored truck, which has all of the Black Friday money, which is a lot of money, in it. And so that was the whole point of that crime. And Molly, who is... Okay.
I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at her behavior because I wasn't expecting her to be so much of a like key character.
Right.
I don't know why. I just thought she was going to be staying at home with Ben. You know, we're going to see her pop in.
Yeah, that Riggs was just going to come here and visit. I know that there's a lot of shippers out there that love Cahill and Riggs right now. And so this is completely new. I mean, we kind of suspected, but I definitely wasn't thinking to jump in it so quickly. And the fact that like, you know, clearly it looks like she's a chef at a restaurant, a very nice restaurant, mind you.
Yeah.
And Riggs has been frequenting there just because he wants to hang out.
She kind of threw it on him.
Oh,
she like kissed him. I was like,
she threw herself, her entire body onto this man. It was crazy. I was taken aback, but I'm also really proud that a woman knows what she wants, and she's like, I'm not going to play games. We're too old for this.
I'm literally on the fence about their relationship, though, because in any situation, I don't care how happy you are, I'm against you being with your best friend's girl.
It's rough, too.
It's
especially
weird.
how you guys even, you know, especially because they're
met.
all like you guys are all really close friends too. It's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm so torn because I love like happiness and people finding love. Like I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But the way they went about it, I'm kind of just like, I don't really.
It was so fast.
I can't really be super happy about it because you guys are going to be talking about your best friend a lot.
What if he comes back? He's not dead.
And he's not expecting for his best friend, which is like a brother, to be with his girl.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that he's like, I killed your dad. Well, not killed.
But
we'll
I literally, like, I respect the fact that Riggs, like, you know, was kind of, like, on the fence about it. It was more so her you know?
Yeah, but I think because the fact that she understands what the stakes are, but at this point she's like, we're grown people, like I know what I want, but it's up to you. And at least she gave him that choice. Like, she's like, I'm putting myself out there, but if you don't want to be a part of it, you need to let me know.
I kind of don't think she gave him a choice when
Really?
she's standing there and she just kissed him. It's like, oh, okay, we're going there. It's not like a...
I mean, clearly it's also tough because Riggs didn't also give her a full answer of like, I don't want to be with you. It was kind of like a flirtatious.
And I thought he was going there when he tried to do the list, and I'm like, okay, cool, he's gonna let her know. No, it was a joke again, something sarcastic, and she's just like joking
I feel like
around.
if they had like an actual sit down, like he's like, I'm serious. Like,
well, they're talking about sex and everything. At first, I'm thinking, okay, they're kissing, they're just going on dates. It's not. Yeah. No, they're all the way in.
They're in it. I think it's just because they've been friends since they were kids that maybe they're just like.
But it would make me feel like if I was Jake, like.
No, it's bad.
Yeah, like how long have you guys been feeling this way about each other when we were together? We
got little inklings too, because when he brought up Molly and he brought up her picture when Jake first came into the case. He was like, Molly, like you can see that there was clear catch of feelings happening, and I was like, okay, all right.
It's just awkward because out of all the people in the world that you can be with, you choose to be with your right. You choose to be with your best friend's girl, like
we already know that there's stormy seas happening from afar. It's happening. Anyway, so clearly Molly's like, you know what? I have my own ultimatum. You can come hang out if you want. I'm just letting you know doors open. And so he went to go make up for the fact that he stood her up. Went on a double-decker tour, which I didn't even know we had double-decker bus tours here.
That's what I was just about to ask.
I know we have the TMZ bus, which is the red bus, but it's not double-decker.
I've seen them before, but I didn't know that they are actually like tour buses. I thought they were just used for like filming or like, because I've seen one of them on like America's Next Top Model as well.
Mm-hmm. No, so they use the TMZ one. The TMZ one is real because we've had some of my aunts and uncles from like the East, come out here and do stuff like that. So they are, at first I thought the same. I was like, no, nobody does that here.
But they get a lot of tourists to go and stuff like that because people come Hollywood out here and like they want to see stuff, and then they're like, $20 a head, $40 a head.
They make a lot of money there. And I love how they even brought up the fact that they're all foreign, which is very true. Right. So I was like, okay, that's nice. But pretty much, Riggs found out about it. He used the double-decker bus to follow this armored truck, and they crashed. Yeah, and Molly helped out. She was like, let me drive. I'm a better driver. And I was like, wow, you are just... I mean, it makes sense. You're Riggs' friend, so obviously you're all in. So, what do I have to say about that?
She just gave me a lot of ride-or-die girl vibes.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's weird. Because the fact that you should have been like that with Jake, and now you're not. You're with Riggs now, and it's weird.
Right.
Yeah, it's awkward. I don't know.
And I don't want to jump the gun, but when you said that, I literally thought about how the kid was literally like saying like, oh, my dad stole something. So it's like, it's a family thing to where but it's sad because you never want your child to think of you and think of that.
In a negative light, like at all. No. And I totally get that. And I can see why this kid would be slowly kind of attaching himself to a positive light, which is Riggs, which is also crazy to us because we know all of the negative.
Did you see him step it up? I was just so surprised to see him actually actually stepping it up. And maybe it took something like this, like a situation like this, in order to make him like become that man he needs to be.
Yeah, I think he actually put it into reality of like, oh, I could actually be this kid's like father figure eventually. Yeah. I can't keep doing these stupid things.
And I don't think he wants to be in a situation where he's viewed as the way he viewed his father. So it definitely hits home to where it's like, okay, but I can totally see him starting a family. And it's so surprising because I never thought it would be like this, though.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of family, the Murtaughs. So we have, I never understand these ridiculous, pretentious preschools, but I'm not a parent yet, so I guess I'll get there. But Trish is trying to get baby Harper, which we haven't seen in a long time, by the way. And
I was surprised. I looked at her face like, does she?
I know, are you still the same baby? Like, what's happening? But the fact that she wants to put her in this preschool called Kellogg, who's like the best one. They have like a lab and a robotics club and all this kind of stuff. Like it's the best apparently. And the thing is, they have rules: no pop culture, no TV in the house,
which
and
is
other
weird.
Things. I mean, I'm just like, this is in the household. You don't control what's in the household.
Exactly.
You control what's in the school.
Exactly. And I'm, when I heard her say no pop culture, no TV. First of all, we're in a generation where everything is a TV.
Exactly.
This is a TV.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
if you have iPads
the remote,
yeah,
it doesn't matter if you're physically watching the TV. You're gonna be able to see technology everywhere.
I mean, if you have a robotics club, you have to use technology, which is a thing that we use to watch TV, use our phones, things like that. That's the whole point. If you use your robotics and maybe you decide to go into something a little bit different, you can find a way of not even making a remote. You can make like something that's easier for like elderly people to use so they don't go, I don't know which button to use.
I just feel sorry for kids like that in a sense because, yes, it's good that you're going to this private school and you're going to have the best education. Beautiful. But at the same time, it's like, are you really gonna like have a genuine childhood? Because you're not gonna watch TV, so you're not gonna watch cartoons. You're not gonna watch like. It's
still educational. You can still make TV educational. It doesn't have to be your kid watching a bunch of smut on the TV. That's not how that works. You can do the same on your phone. Like there's better ways to do that, but whatever. That's obviously not our problem. It's the school's problem. I
can't believe Trish wanted her daughter to be there.
I think she just wanted it because of the fact that there's so much opportunity for their kid to go to a good college if you stay in this school, said whatever. And so I think that that's what she was seeing, and she was like, we could just adjust. And I'm like, that's not right. Like, you should raise your kids the way that you want to raise your kids. Right. Just do it. And like the school has no do that over there. Them sort of schools. Yep. Okay. Anyway, so obviously Roger was like, yeah, totally up for it. I want my baby to go to the best school. Right. They invite, I guess, the administrator or one of the higher-ups of the said school over.
Wick? What?
It's something Weir, or it starts with a W. Wick. It was like WEI something. I don't know what it is. Put it in the chat, guys, so we can know what it is. She came over. That interview was the most awkward thing I've ever been a part of. It was very awkward. I was like sitting, I was like messing with my shirt and my hair, and I was just like, oh my God, I really want this interview to stop. It's just, I hate it. I hate awkward situations. So I was like, not a fan of this. And then poor baby Harper's like, TV. And I'm like, oh my God. And that was it. I was like, done. I lost it. I can't watch anymore. Oh, and I felt so bad. And of course, immediately she's like, I'm sorry, is that a TV remote? I'm like, you don't know what this remote is for. It could be for anything. It could be for the garage, for all you know. The curtains.
I was just thrown off from the moment she said, like, you know, no TV. I was thrown off because it's not realistic, and it's only so far a child is gonna go before. Because when you have kids like that, even I know it's a preschool, but as you get older, it's like you're gonna start sneaking behind moms and dads and teachers' back to do what you want to do because you're not allowed to be human.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid. Like, again, also a school has no right to tell you how to be in your own home.
How to run your house.
That's just not how that works.
Like I said, I'm surprised at Trish because, you know, I get it. It's a great school.
But it shouldn't be worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So obviously Roger felt bad that they lost their chance. But in the midst of all of the craziness that was happening in downtown, we saw a familiar face coming out of a movie theater. With her kid.
And that's what I was thinking about. I'm just like, really?
I mean, clearly she doesn't believe in her own beliefs, so...
But that just goes to show, you know, people live lives.
Like all the time.
Like, people really live lives. Like, you live your life striving as the face of this school, pretty much being against school TV, and you're in the movies with your child. Yeah. With your child.
Yeah, like
not by yourself.
Yeah, like, it would be different. If she was by herself, it'd be like, okay, fine, she's breaking the rules, but she's not bringing her kids. But she did. She brought her kid to a kid movie.
And 9 times out of 10, her kid is in that school.
Yeah.
So now you're going against the policy. It's like, girl.
And the fact that if you are the face of said thing, what if a student or a parent, besides obviously Roger, to see you? Yeah. That's so risky. Yeah. Oh my God. So of course, Roger is like, hey, Doc, I think I saw you on a movie. It's called My Dash Cam.
I was proud of him.
Oh yeah. I was not expecting that bribery, but it was really good. I was like, okay.
Right.
You're okay. Good job.
Right.
But he was doing too much at that interview. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Like with the accent.
You know, they had to give us something.
I was like, what is the matter with you?
Right.
Because Trish was like, okay.
And she's so patient with him. Like, but you know what? Okay, I'm gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, no, okay, all right. Yeah, we'll get there because this next episode was ridiculous. So luckily Jonah got off. He didn't get charged for everything that happened. He is back on his medication, and hopefully he will be able to be a better person with his family, which is great.
And I was really touched at the end when we were able to see his family come in, and then the little girl was like, "He's a superhero."
Oh,
I
was like, my heartstrings.
"Oh my goodness!"
Oh God. I was just like, my emotions.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, not knowing. I mean, and kids like that don't really know if your dad is crazy.
And you don't need to know that
right.
stuff, at least right now. When you get to that age, and kids will learn it and will obviously see it, just like how Ben is with Molly and Jake. So it'll get there. Some kids are attentive, some are not, but they'll always eventually learn.
Yeah.
So you can keep the truth away for a little bit, but whatever. Go ahead.
Which I don't even know if this was a 9 or 10. I don't know which episode it was in, but I didn't like how Riggs revealed that information.
Yeah, it's in
to
10.
The kid. Okay,
yeah, we'll get there. But I also love that Cahill was a little bit more involved in this case too. Before we move on to 10, that she was helping out. Obviously, Riggs told her about the kiss, and she was like, "Well, I like her, and I think that you guys really."
I don't see it happening with them anymore.
I know.
I
don't know, guys. I feel really bad because I really like this couple, but I feel like the network is really pushing for Molly and Riggs right now, which again will add story and also conflict eventually. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get Cahill in season 3.
I feel like Cahill is just so safe right now. Like she has no story besides being there to listen and give advice.
I know, but I want her to be more involved. So I liked her being in the case.
Yeah.
Also, tip before we move on to episode 10, when you're about to give somebody who clearly has a mental instability, don't sit there and be like, here, take these, and don't check.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, make sure he opens his mouth, under the tongue, over the tongue, back the throat. No.
He literally broke it down in his hands, and she was long gone.
Yeah, she was in her car.
I'm like, how do you not even...
How are you a psychiatrist? Like, well, how did this happen? You should know better. Some people...
Her license should be taken for that. Because he could have done anything with that medication.
He could have killed people.
Yeah, which he did. But, I mean, with the medication, he could have.
Yeah. It could have been 10
way
times
worse.
Yeah.
And then she's, looking all crazy when he steals her car and kills these people. She's like...
Yeah, it was your fault. Check your patience. Oh my God. I was so angry. I was yelling at my TV screen.
I was surprised at that too.
I was
surprised.
As soon as he took it and then she left, I was like, are you not going to check?
Right.
Oh my God.
She's like, take these. Okay, I'm gone. Bye-bye.
At least if she couldn't check, at least the paramedic should have.
Yes.
No. Obviously.
Especially when he's borderline crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a schizophrenic. You have to be careful. You don't know. Oh, anyway.
And his track record, I mean, that wasn't smart at all.
I was like, I need to calm down. This is too much. Anyway, speaking of calming down, episode 10 did not happen for me. It was just so much.
Episode 10 had me happy, sad, crying,
laughing,
everything.
Angry. So
everything.
So
I wrote most overwhelming and shocking episode ever.
Yeah. It was insane.
It's soon as I was coming down from crying from one thing, something else happened. And something else happened.
And something
else happened. I'm just can I get it together first before you throw something else at me? It was a lot.
These Lethal Weapon writers were here to wreck our emotions.
It was a lot.
Anyway, so that was Fool's Rush In. Now we're talking about Wreck the Halls. So we are in vacation mode, according to the Murtaughs. They are going to Hawaii for the holidays.
And I don't know why. I just knew something was going to happen.
You know that it's we're about to leave.
Knew, especially with that bright shirt on that Roger...
I wanted to put him in the doghouse just for that. I was like, as a person who has family who grew up and live in Hawaii as an islander myself, I'm
nice.
Yeah. I was sitting there going, okay, I know that we love our shirts, our Hawaiian shirts, and we wear them. I know that some people think, oh, it's a stigma. No.
It's
we wear
thing.
them.
Yeah.
We like them. It's fine. It's just... the brighter you go, the more touristy you look. That's just how that works.
Nice. That's good to know. I'm gonna
unless you're a person who clearly lives there, you can tell after a while. You're like, oh, that bright shirt's kind of faded. You've been here for a while, kind of thing.
Oh, I got you.
But to me, you can tell when there's a bright,
fresh, bright, ready for vacation shirt.
Yeah, because my dad has a bunch of my dad, my grandpa, and a few of my uncles have Hawaiian shirts from back in the day, or the ones that currently live there right now. But they're either very dark or they're extremely faded because they wear them all the time kind of thing.
It's an all day type of thing.
Some people do that. They like to wear it all day or just like if they're doing something, but a lot of my family work in tourism, so they have to wear them. It's kind of like their uniform kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
So it's whatever. It's part of the culture. It's fine. I think it's okay. But yeah, that shirt was way too bright.
Yeah,
that was a tourist
bright.
shirt.
I was just like, okay.
Stop.
I don't know if they purposely did that, but
no,
that was too bright.
They wanted him to look like a fool. That's exactly how they wanted to do it. Anyway, so they're about to go on vacation, which is, it's very common for a lot of people to go to Hawaii for Christmas because it's very warm there at that time. So, you know, why not?
That is common. Wow, they should just come to California.
No, go. Just go.
It's been 80 degrees here.
It's so hot here. I'm only wearing this beanie because I wanted to cover up my hair, but because I'm getting it done. So it's either, what is it, April? So spring, summer. Spring is the best time to go.
Really?
Yeah, for Hawaii.
Not
The
summer?
flights. No, I mean summer's great. Like you can still go there. Flights are cheaper in spring.
Okay.
Yeah, so spring and like right at the end of winter.
So I know who to call now when I'm ready to go to Hawaii.
I got you. My family goes there all the time. It's ridiculous. Like it's not even a vacation for me. I mean, I went for my honeymoon, but like it's not a vacation spot. I go to see family. Like that's like my
That's
like my deal.
a wonderful regular spot
That's
to go
nice.
to.
I love it.
I go to Hawaii all the time.
I'm hoping
it's
to
just regular.
keep that up now that I'm married. I'm like, let's just go see my aunties. Anyway, so I'm not sponsored by Hawaii. I wish I was. So obviously, well, the episode opens up with the craziest thing that I was expecting was this guy driving a truck. He gets out, they inspect it, which they weren't really treating him very nicely, but he also was really shady looking. So I'm like, I don't know. And they're looking at all these jeans. There's so many pieces of jeans in this truck.
But I wouldn't have went all the way in with him just standing out there like that. I would have been like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I would have made him go take the stuff out of the truck and then show me out here.
All the way in the back of the truck.
Yeah, what would have happened if he had a gun on him? I mean, sure, you probably checked him, but you never know.
Exactly. And he's just standing out there just watching you like, yeah, go.
And then they were touching or patting down the pants and noticed there was this black powder on their hands. Like, what the heck is this? And he just threw a match and there was like, bye, and closed up the doors.
So dramatic.
And blew it up. I was like, okay, well, here we are. We have Diego back. We know that he's supposed to be doing a clean streak of not doing these drug rings anymore, and Murtaugh is supposed to be keeping tabs on him, and he calls. And Roger's like, hey, what's going on? Hey, I wanted to talk to you. But obviously something spooked him, and he's like, you know what? Never mind. Have a good holiday. I'll just see you when you get back. But I feel like deep down he knew that he was going to die.
I wasn't thinking that far into it, but I just was thinking, especially when we saw the car go by, I'm just like, okay, like, if you know that this kid is calling you, he doesn't usually call you during any other time. It's just like, that would have been a red flag for me. Like, no, let's meet up now.
Yeah.
What was he doing anyway?
Nothing. He was just hanging out. His flight wasn't until tomorrow.
Right. So I'm just like,
I don't know.
I definitely would have
I was worried.
been on that more so. That's
I
not
agree.
a person that you talk to every day, you know?
No, and clearly you're supposed to be keeping tabs on him. So clearly if he calls you, there must be a reason.
And he said that, you know, I need your advice on something. Mm-hmm. That's enough right there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird. So obviously he kind of decides like, okay, you guys fly, have a good flight. Obviously the McNeely kid, I've never heard of like a boyfriend of somebody's going on a family vacation with somebody.
Me neither.
That was new to me. I was like,
literally
what?
date a guy. Well, Jerry's my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
Hi,
his girlfriend used to go on vacations, and I never had heard of that before. I didn't know if it was just me because I'm a Louisiana girl, and I'm like,
maybe.
But it's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, because my husband almost got invited to go to a Hawaii trip with his girlfriend back in high school, and I was like, no.
What?
My mom would have never let me go.
It's so like
so weird.
That's what I thought too.
So
Thank
weird.
you.
It's weird.
Because I thought it was me. I'm just like, is this a regular thing? Because I would feel uncomfortable.
I thought it was
like I would.
You know what?
Literally
I'm not
feel...
gonna bring race.
Okay, we're not gonna
I was like, if y'all seen my husband who's from Delaware, I'm just gonna say, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
We're not gonna go there.
Yeah,
but I was thinking the same thing.
Thank you.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's weird, but I mean, if you do it, I'm not saying that you're like a weirdo. To me, I thought it was strange because I know my mom would be like, I'm not letting you just go off with your boyfriend to some place with his parents. And of course, like his as a high schooler was like, no, mom, her parents are gonna be there. You know, it's not gonna be weird. It'll be fine. No.
That's how I feel
No.
too. And I'm just like, I guess we just never know how we'll be until we have kids.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just
I don't know,
I know
man.
what was accepted for me in my household growing up. So it's just like, oh, that's a thing. Oh,
Okay, that's great. I probably won't do that.
Exactly.
And my husband's mom didn't let him either. And of course, he was very upset at the time. He's like, "What? Why?" But he was a high school student.
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
But like now, as an adult, he's like, "Okay, yeah, all right. I totally understand because we probably would have been up to no good." I'm like, "Yeah, you're in Hawaii, like the most romantic place sometimes. Like, please." And your high school
And
students.
why would you want to go to Hawaii as a kid? That's like
As a kid.
honeymoon, romantic.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you can still go as a family, but it's different. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna go with your own siblings, you know, or your aunties and uncles and stuff like that. But if you're going with your girlfriend with their parents, it's just weird to me. I don't know. Anyway, again, I'm not judging.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's odd for me. So anyway, Diego obviously called. There was a problem. Sadly enough, when he got called in for a homicide in Inglewood, sadly enough, it was Diego who was killed, which raised suspicion. And obviously, Murtaugh saw it as, I messed up. I should have pushed more or something. I need to find out what's going on. Yeah, and we've never seen.
Heartbreaking.
Murtaugh usually has a cool head when it comes to his cases. This is the first time we've actually seen him like really lash out. You know what I mean? So it was very interesting.
Touching.
Billie Jean has a good question. How long have they been dating that suddenly he can go with a family vacation? Well, the Murtaughs are very open, so I'm assuming.
But they are sometimes too open.
Oh, I agree.
I'm sorry.
Heck
because
yeah.
sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if it's just me, but
No, there's a lot of things. I'm like, wow, you guys are really lenient, but okay. Especially Trish. I feel like Trish lets the kids get away with murder sometimes. Well, maybe not murder.
The
but you know
more
what I
and
mean.
more the episodes go on, I'm able to see like how open they are, and it almost makes me feel uncomfortable because it's just like your house is just open to whoever, and they do what they want, even when you're asleep or not there.
Yeah, it's.
That's like, what?
Nope.
Do you have any privacy or boundaries or guidelines?
I have no idea.
So
I don't know, but it's weird. So Diego was working for a specific hotel. I can't remember what it's called. The Herald, I believe.
Oh yeah, the Herald Hotel.
And Grant Davenport is the head of this place, and he goes, "Oh yeah, the guy that was with him, or Diego knew his name was, I think it was Jasper." And Jasper shows up.
Jasper Evans.
Yeah, Jasper Evans shows up. He sees that they're rummaging through his locker. He goes on the run because there's coke and a gun in there.
They always run.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
even from the last episode,
you're gonna get caught.
When Jonah ran, we were like, okay, all right. And sadly enough, he met his end very quickly.
And that was shocking.
Yeah,
I guess that's the word for it.
I was not expecting
surprising.
that. Yeah, I was not expecting that. When, of course, I love that Murtaugh was like, "You always jump. Why didn't you jump? It's not like you're gonna die." And well, we saw the end of.
And it was random because usually their little arguments or tit for tat is back and forth quick, and then we see that happen. I'm just like, wow, that was random.
Yeah, I was like, okay. All right, I guess we move on. Like, I didn't even know like how to handle it. I was like,
Me neither. Like, I was just, like I said, I was just shocked more than anything because I'm confused and why all this random stuff is happening in this episode.
I don't know. It was a lot. Like, it went from like being really sad about Diego and then kind of laughing at like Riggs and Roger being funny, and then all of a sudden we saw another death, and I was like,
my emotions were not consistent this episode.
I'm so tired.
Right.
So Jasper dies. We found out it wasn't him. He was set up because he's but also we found, well, not found, but they have Diego's possessions and things like that, or personal effects, and Murtaugh keeps it when he should be going on a plane to Hawaii to see his family, but he's not because Diego got a text message from a Crystal with a C. I love that they brought that up. Are you talking about Crystal with a K or Crystal with a C? And she's at the South Pole, and I was like, oh, that must be a strip club or a bar. And it was both.
Right.
And so they went there. Well, Roger went to the South Pole. The strip pole. The South Pole. And, well, of course, perfect timing as always. Trish wants to video call him and be like, hey, want to see how it's going? Also, this hotel's amazing.
I just love how the writers always perfectly write stuff in there. It just flows like that
so
situation.
Easy.
It's just like, okay. And he's like answering the phone like,
hey, Trish. Hey, what's up? Like, you saw
was
all up in his nostrils.
he like
I was not ready to see
if
the.
you don't put this phone down.
I was like, I did not want to see the inner caverns of Wayne's nose. Like, that was not what I was anticipating.
But
in
I
this
guess
episode.
with his work, you can never be too surprised because you never know where a case is going to lead you.
No. And also the fact that Trish should know by now. He's been a cop forever. It's like, why would he be at a strip club? Come on now. Like, clearly he's doing it for a case. I mean, it didn't help that you have a half-naked lady going, you asked for me?
Right. But he had I don't know if he had said it before then, that like, oh, I'm on a case, it's for work.
He did. It was stuttering, but he did it. He said it. Oh my God, it was so funny.
And I don't know why he makes it awkward. Because if you know that you're not doing anything and you're there on the case, it shouldn't be a situation where you're scared.
He's so scared of his wife, though. Like, I don't blame him because it's Trish, but at the same time, like...
But he's always doing something.
Yeah, I'm like, you are not helping your case right now. Just tell her, hey... Like, I wish that he was just like, Diego died. I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Like, why is his communication so delayed sometimes?
It's awful. It's like he can't think with his brain sometimes. It's just like, it's just his mouth rattling off. And I'm just like, I need you to just take a deep breath and go, Diego's dead.
Like I said,
I'm trying to figure out his case.
I'm like, patience. You have to have patience with him.
Oh, I can't. I'm so proud of Trish because she would have been like, I'm leaving you. Bye. Like, 3 kids and all. Jeez. Oof. Anyway, so clearly Crystal was saddened by the fact that her boyfriend, I guess. Person that she's seeing currently or who had feels for, passed away or got killed. And obviously it doesn't help that the bartender is sneering at you from afar.
Exactly. I was like, I don't know how Roger didn't even pick up on that because she wasn't even looking at him the whole time. No. She was like looking over at him.
He was looking the entire time. Like he was like hands on the table, like full eyebrow up. Like he was grimacing.
Not full eyebrow
up. I was like, this boy needs to get it together. He looks like he's constipated.
Eyebrow up.
I was like, get out of here. You are making like I feel
get
like
out of here.
Because like you know
like
there's like
dog.
Because like there's already neon signs in this place, but they're all pointing at, hey, look at me, I'm a bad guy. Oh my God, I wanted to like throw him.
Hey, look at me, I'm a bad guy.
I just wanted to flip this table.
That's so funny.
Oh my God. Anyway, so obviously he gets kicked out of said club, and Riggs gets a call from Trish and is like, you get my husband out of that. Out of the South Pole and into
the airport.
Yeah, I was like, and he's like, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, I love that you like have to respond to her. It makes me so happy. And so he meets up with him, but again, with Ben in the car, I was like, this is where I need you to go.
And my thing is, why didn't you just drop him off? Drop him off. Hey, I gotta go. Got something on the case.
Super quick. I mean, but the bad thing is Riggs is also not the most responsible. So he was like, it'll be quick. I'll just pick you up and we'll go.
I mean, he's been proving himself lately. So
baby steps, I guess. I don't know. But I also loved that discussion that he had with Ben about the fact that his dad, to him, at least Ben is noticing that Jake is not the greatest guy, and that, you know, I know he knows about his dad and what he's gone through or things like that. But Riggs was trying to change his mind and be like, no, your dad's actually a really great guy.
He even said it. He said it like, oh, I'm surprised. They were talking about the bike. And he's like, oh, I'm surprised my dad didn't steal it. And that was shocking for me because kids, you know, when they have that outlook on you, that's hard
tough
to break.
Yeah. I mean, they're a sponge. They soak up everything that's in their environment. So if they see something and there's a pattern, they're going to pick up on it eventually. It's just... It depends on if they decide to take it into a positive light or not. And clearly Ben has been through enough that he's like, I can't anymore with my dad. And I understand.
Right.
You know, and it sucks. So hopefully Riggs is obviously trying to help out Ben, but Ben's obviously very curious as a child. Like, what did he do? How do you mean that he saved your life? You can tell me. And it's like, nah, maybe. I don't know. We'll tell you later, I guess. And I guess later meant like an hour later instead of like years later,
I'm
which
so mad at that.
I am. He had no right to do that. But
I don't like that at all.
We'll get into that. So he goes into the club, he makes a big scene, which was a really smart way to do it, to act like a drunkard, you know, walking in and asking for a dance. I thought he
was going to stay a little bit to listen up, though, because he could have gotten a little more than what he did.
Yeah, he just jumped in there, which is very Riggs fashion. I love that she saw the curling iron, or they both saw the curling iron, and she used it. Really awesome.
Right.
I was surprised that Roger just ran in with his shotgun and just started shooting people up. I was like, okay.
Look, for Diego, he's going in.
Yeah, I was like, okay, get it, buddy. And then obviously went back to the precinct, briefed everybody, and then we had to deal with Molly. And Riggs dropped the big old told him everything about what Jake did for him. And I was like, no, you shouldn't have done that. It's not your kid. He had no right. The mom should do it.
Exactly. And I just feel like the I don't even know how to word it, but it's so bittersweet sometimes with Lethal Weapon because I do think sometimes the characters are unrealistic with their behavior.
Of course.
Because it's just like that wouldn't have went down like that in real life.
No, I
like
agree.
it wouldn't. A mom, like something like that personal is like the mom should have had the right to reveal that to her son the way she wanted to tell him.
It's not your kid. I understand that you felt the need because you were involved in said story, but he's not involved in said story. It's his dad. So ergo, the mom should be the one to tell him.
Right, and he was doing a good job at just painting the beautiful picture, you know, letting him know how his dad is, and, you know, we'll talk about that later. Done.
I was surprised that he got off so easily, because I thought Molly was going to be upset.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
was it.
And it was so many situations like that this episode, to where it kind of made me mad, because I'm just like, this is not realistic. This is not how your reactions would be if this happened in real life. And I always like to watch and enjoy episodes and shows that are real.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Yeah. It was a little quick, but I felt like maybe they just didn't have time. We're like, we're just going to wrap it up with a really pretty bow at the very end of this episode. Whatever. So, where did I leave off? So we find out that the person who technically runs everything, because they saved Crystal from the bad guys, brought her in for questioning. We find out that Grant Davenport is actually the one who runs the business. And
not surprised.
Yep. And he is part of the Aryan fraternity, or AF. And he's just the man in charge, or part of it, or something of that nature. He's pretty high up there. So they pretty much go to I forgot to mention that McNeely was in the strip club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
And he said ribs. First of all, I didn't even know strip clubs have
buffets.
Ribs. Ribs? Really? They do?
I don't know about ribs, but they have buffets.
Really?
In the day. Mm-hmm.
That would be
Don't
weird.
ask me. Don't ask me why.
That would be weird to me to be in a strip club eating from a buffet.
Nah, man, they have Sunday brunch.
I don't know why. I just don't.
They do.
I'm not even about to go there.
No.
Not Sunday brunch in a strip club.
No
Alexis,
joke. It's not.
How do you know this?
So
to be true.
We don't need to get into my family history right now. Just know that I've definitely have some family at some places here in LA. I love you guys. I love you so much. Don't hate me.
Oh, wait, turns out people go to the strip club for brunch?
No, they don't go there for brunch. They go there for obviously
it's Sunday brunch at the strip club.
Because they have a buffet line. It's just they're obviously there for other reasons. It's just that they're like, ooh, there's also bacon and eggs, while I also enjoy.
How can you eat? Okay, I'm not even much. I'm not.
It's okay. It's fine. We don't have to do that.
I'm not.
It's weird. Trust me. It's weird. Anyway, so moving on. Just education. The more you know, everybody. It's usually not a great place if it has a buffet. Just saying. Anywho, so what was I talking about? Grant Davenport. Yes. The Aryan fraternity.
The eggnog man.
Oh God! So they obviously jump in on a holiday festivity, and they're pretty much just done. Riggs just got yelled at by Molly. Roger's like, I don't even know what's happening anymore. You just killed my boy for no reason because you guys did it out of fear or to scare him, whatever. And you are gonna sit here and try to bribe us to make it go away. That is not the type of cops that we are.
Exactly.
And yeah, they put his entire face.
And I was so rooting
bowl.
for that. I loved it. I loved every bit of that. But my thing was, if you're such this top-notch guy and, like, you know, where were your team when this happened?
Yep.
Because I'm just thinking after it happened, oh my God, something's about to happen. Nothing happened. They just walked out just regular.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we saw later on, but
yes, but still, I felt
still
like
in the moment, I'm just like, wow, anyone can just walk in here and do something like this, and
yeah, especially because like there's so many people there. I was like, how are you gonna play this off? You're like, oh, Mayor's playing a joke on me. I'm like, I feel like your security needs to be way higher,
exactly,
or something.
This is what I'm talking about as far as realistic.
There's little tiny loopholes,
you know.
Oh boy. So. Clearly, he was not pleased by their visit because when Riggs was in his car, Roger was at home. McNeely shows up. Also, don't don't be just like walking in the house dark.
Listen, this is Lexus. This is what I'm talking about as far as they are too open.
Yeah.
Even if you have a key, it should have been guidelines. You don't walk in my house.
Turn on the lights.
Forget turning on the lights. Why are you in my house without my permission?
Yeah, technically he was like, "Oh, I was getting your mail. It's like, I didn't ask for that.
You can slip it through the mail in the front at the front door.
Oh,
Why are
God.
you in my house?
Yeah.
And
I'm like, if he was, "Oh, Trish told me," I would have been like, "Okay, we're too much. This is too much." But the fact that he was technically breaking and entering, even though he had a key.
That's what I'm saying.
No. That was definitely on their fault.
When do we see them draw the line? I just want to know when is enough.
Maybe they will now
enough?
because their entire house is completely to crap.
Even that, where's the reaction? Oh, it's what happened to my house. It's like, come on, girl.
I was expecting her to like
flip.
Yeah, I was waiting for her to start
Flip.
screaming. Maybe she was in so much shock she couldn't. I don't know. It was weird. And so obviously McNeely gives him a scare, which again, I'm like, you live with a cop. You have to be careful about that kind of crap. But I will give him the benefit of the doubt, even though he shouldn't be there in the first place. If he was supposed to be there, you should check. I just something.
Because
You
to
never
his
know.
understanding, Roger was gone.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, fine.
If he wasn't there, you would have just been in my house roaming around.
Yeah. So
They need a camera in their house. Too many people just pop in. We didn't even touch
Riggs.
on it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
Riggs and Molly
when they
were
in
just in the kitchen.
Well, Riggs is currently living there, kind of. So I understand why he's there, but he shouldn't be bringing people inside the kitchen making milkshakes.
Even when you have a roommate,
milkshakes.
there's guidelines that you follow.
Of course. And obviously Riggs is definitely
And he
not
has
the
a
best friend.
child. He has not even a child. Children that can just come downstairs in any time and they're
Yeah,
just
can you imagine?
loud, just having fun.
I mean, could you imagine if they were actually having sex in that kitchen and one of the kids walked down?
This is what I'm talking about. Where are the guidelines? And then he even said, like, don't have sex. What?
It's like you're having a teenager in your house. Like, hey, if you're gonna be down here, don't have sex in my kitchen.
I even wrote, now we have to worry about 2 of Riggs instead of 1 because she's just
as bad. Oh God, it was awful. I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna never use this.
I think Roger said that. He even said, like, I expect this from you,
but
Riggs.
not from you. I love how he was like, He did this twice in both episodes. I loved that. McNeely,
Me too.
I was like, you're not there for the ribs. Oh, McNeely, it's just messed up. But we find out that his wife left him for some surfer on the Facebook. That's how you know that someone's out of touch. Someone's out of touch. And pretty much a shootout breaks up from
that was
Grant.
Intense.
And it happens also at the same time while Riggs is in his truck.
I thought it was over.
Yeah, I was like, someone's gonna get hurt.
Over.
Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna be close to death. Like, it was bad. And I definitely thought Riggs was gonna get the worst of it because I was like, that car's gonna explode and he's gonna die. I mean, clearly they can't kill off the leads, but still, I was expecting at least like a coma.
I mean, the way that they came in, it wasn't just 2 or 3 people.
Like
you
5
came
people.
with an entourage, like. And then the way he called Trish, he called Molly.
I was
just
waiting for
like,
it.
this is like the goodbye.
Yeah, I was. We were both tearing up while we were watching.
I was so scared.
It was crazy. I was like, this is too much.
I was so scared.
It's too much. And I love that Trish picked up on it. She's like, you were acting funny, and they just got on the next flight over. That was insane. But yeah, so obviously Roger pulled a Home Alone.
I'm just thinking, like, what if the kids were there? Like, what if their children were there? They didn't know that everyone was out of town.
Happened. That's what happened in the last season when these guys like took over the house. The kids were in the living room, and Trish was like, "Oh my God,
like, you can't."
It was crazy.
And what if they come back? What if?
There's a lot. There's a lot of openness to the story, so I'm very intrigued to see what happens. So, Roger decides to, put some sunscreen in the microwave. Oven goes off and blows up the entire kitchen. Roger was able to get out because he got a mysterious text that said, "You're welcome, Merry Christmas."
I was puzzled. I'm like, what did she do?
I thought it was Jake. I didn't even think about Molly.
No, that's what I was thinking because that's the last person that he talked to.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, maybe Molly called
somebody.
Which we know who the somebody is.
No, yeah.
And I'm just like, it made it happen.
No, I think he found out somehow. I don't know how he found out, but
Because that's the only person that knew where he was.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I mean, unless they just, I don't know. I'm hoping they'll explain that when we come back from the holiday
Molly
break.
called somebody. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. I'll take with that.
He just hung up the phone with her. He didn't know exactly where, but I mean,
she assumed that, he's in trouble, I should call somebody.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So obviously the guy's left, and so he decides to run over, literally, to the Murtaugh house and the actual house and try to help.
So extreme and over the top and dramatic. And he's just like, Rick, like, that's it? Your house is like...
It's just messed up. And so, of course, Trish and the kids come back. I don't know where McNeely went. I'm guessing he went back into his own house. And they have, like, a cute little moment upstairs, and like, I guess we're all sleeping in your room because
our happy.
I was like, what about this poor baby? Like, the baby's gonna be sitting in this smoke-filled room. I don't know what's happening here.
Well, it's good to finally see her again, because I was thinking she wasn't gonna come back. But the ending had me a bit confused.
So we get a phone call because Riggs is enjoying his Christmas with Ben and Molly. Gets a call from a specific person we've been seeing these past few episodes. It's dear old daddy,
which I thought he was dead.
Yeah, definitely thought he was dead too. Apparently.
I definitely thought he was dead. But now that I think about it, he has always said shot in the back of the neck. He's never said killed him.
Mm-hmm. I never picked up on that.
I was surprised, but now at least we're going to see more of his dad and all of his story. But it seems like everything is centered around Riggs more so.
I mean, he has the one with the messed up backstory, so it seems like this is the best way to go. And so, it's
we'll
crazy.
be visiting his dad in jail.
Yeah, and we won't be able to see it for the next 3 weeks because we are off for the holiday break. We are not back. The episode doesn't come back till January 2nd, so that means that we are not going to be back till then. Obviously, if anything changes, we will update you, and also Lethal Weapon HQ will also update you. Speaking of, I know we have to wrap because we are running out of time. Like, we had 2 episodes. It was crazy. If you guys have been looking at my Twitter, there is a contest going up. So we have 2 pictures, Scorsese and Captain Avery's awesome autographs. If you want these, you need to follow all the hosts on their Twitters, which we'll say at the end of the show. Like, comment, and subscribe to here. Make sure you screenshot that and send it to us so that we can see it. And obviously, leave a comment on this episode right here. Leave a comment on this one, and we'll be picking winners either when we get back or we'll tweet something out. I will definitely keep you guys up to date, but definitely keep that up. I'm doing it through the holidays, so you have time. I will be doing updates. But there is a grand prize. If you do all of that, make sure you have screenshots of that. Also, go to our iTunes, AfterBuzz TV, Lethal Weapon. If you find that after show and leave a review, 5 or 4 stars, you get a Clay Martin Riggs autograph picture if you do that. So make sure you take a screenshot of that because sometimes in other parts of the world, we can't see it. So you have to make sure to send me a screenshot of you liking the page, commenting, and also doing the review if you want that Martin Riggs one. So definitely do that, and make sure you follow all of us on Twitter.
Follow, subscribe.
I apologize that this show was a little rushed, but it's okay. Just remember to do that. Lethal Weapon HQ will also be retweeting all that stuff out, so if you have any questions, definitely check them out. All the rules are there. Whew, that was a lot.
Woo woo!
Pietra.
Yes.
I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
I know, you too.
And tell the wonderful people where they can follow you on the holiday.
You can follow me at Pietra Elise TV. Actually, you should go follow me now. Tomorrow I will be interviewing Will Smith, so check it out.
What? Also, speaking of interviews, a wonderful lady here at AfterBuzz actually got to interview the cast because Chandler, who was here a few weeks ago, had her fundraiser, and we have all of those interviews there. We had an interview with Scorsese, we had an interview with all the kids, Keisha, and even was it Barrowman? No, what's his name?
Who?
The guy that's sweet on Bailey.
Bowman.
Yes, and also an interview with him. If you didn't know, he has a specific accent. You should check it out.
British?
No, I think he's Australian. I think so. I could be wrong. But anyway, definitely check those out. They're also on AfterBuzz TV. All the interviews are there. Just look it up. It's awesome. And you can find me at atorres890. That's ATORRES 890. Follow Kelly at KaosJ. That's KAOSJ, I believe. Yeah. If not, we'll definitely tweet it out, and so will everybody else. Everyone, have a wonderful holiday.
Happy holiday.
And we will see you guys on January 2nd. Mwah.
See you.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.